make a really great deal with someone and the person's good and they're competent and they're honest and they're productive and they're generous, if you make a really good deal with them and you can let them go off on their own, that means that they're going to take care of 1,000 details on their own, keeping their own affairs in order that you don't have to take care of anymore. You don't have to micromanage. And that means that you can go off and, expand your enterprise and do your own thing. And so the advantage you gain by distributing more responsibility, let's say to an extremely competent foreman, the advantage you gain is massive freedom. And you also gain the advantage of the fact that that foreman who now partakes in the enterprise is going to be much more motivated to make the enterprise work. And so even if you end up paying him more, like a third of the company, let's say, or the profit share that you described, the overall profit is going to be so much greater that there's nothing in it but benefit for you and for him. And then you also pointed out, and this is a very crucial thing for people to understand, because this is where the left-wing critics of capitalism actually have a point, although it's not a problem that's specific to capitalism, which is that as an enterprise grows, and it doesn't matter what the enterprise is, the benefits tend to flow into the hands of fewer and fewer people. And that destabilizes the whole damn enterprise, because you get too many slaves on the bottom and not enough pharaohs on the top. And that produces discontent and dissatisfaction and amotivation, and that can bring the whole damn system to a halt. So your solution to that was to set up this constitution that you described, which also enabled you to grow. I'm going to review it again because it's very, very important. This is the Economic Charter of Rights. So your management philosophy is to distribute responsibility and profit, and to make that an explicit part of the agreement. And the deal is 20% of the profits go to the shareholders, 6% to the management, 10% to the workers, 2% to charity, 7% reinvested in research and further development. And you make that explicit. Now, the trust you described is also crucial, because the workers with whom you're arranging to share the profits aren't going to trust that deal or go along with it if they think you're going to gerrymander the books on the profit side, right? They have to actually believe that you're going to play a straight game. But if you can explain to them that, well, you're going to play a straight game because if you motivate them properly, they're going to work a hell of a lot harder and everybody's going to make a lot more money and the products are going to have higher quality and we're going to sell more, then there's absolutely nothing there for people to, steal selfishly and run away with. There's only the possibility that all that distributed responsibility and ability is going to produce more and more, it's going to be more and more productive and more generous. Now, I asked you when we met at the restaurant a couple of months ago whether or not you had run into labor problems as you grew, because going from, no employees to 100,000, you're obviously going to be dealing with potential labor issues. And you've said that as a consequence of this constitution and the trustworthiness of the process that you've been able to pay your workers a premium rate, but that you've also had almost no labor trouble. Is that correct? Have I got that right?
Yeah, that is correct. And the interesting part about it is we were basically in the automobile industry, and the auto workers union was maybe the strongest union in America, right?